Harry Kane's future at Tottenham Hotspur is likely to be resolved this summer, with the England international heavily linked with a move to Manchester City. The England international is eager to win some silverware before he hangs up his boots, and it's clear that staying in London is not going to make it happen. At least, the player feels that way. Meanwhile, Thomas Tuchel has admitted that Chelsea could be set to lose some of its first-team players this summer. Are future sales going to help them raise funds to sign a certain Borussia Dortmund striker? Romelu Lukaku has become one of the most lethal strikers on the planet during his time at Inter Milan. The Nerazzurri might have their financial woes to deal with, but the reigning Italian champions don't want to lose the Belgian striker at any cost. Hakan Çalhanoğlu might have crossed the Milan divide, but Franck Kessie is eager to continue playing for AC Milan. Welcome to Goalside, everyone. Today, we've got a lot of things to talk about, including a detailed analysis of Kane's rumoured move to Manchester City. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. So, let's get to it. Kessie to stay at Milan for a long time. Milan midfielder Franck Kessie has reiterated his desire to continue playing at the San Siro for a very long time, despite interest from Premier League clubs. The Ivorian's current deal runs out in 2022, which has led to speculation that the player might be sold if he doesn't sign on the dotted line. The likes of Liverpool and Tottenham have been credited with an interest in the 24-year-old midfielder, but the player maintains that he only sees his future with the Rossoneri. Speaking to Gazzetta dello Sport, Kessie explained, "I'm proud to have chosen Milan, and it is not my intention to leave. Indeed, I want to stay forever." Currently, the player is with the national side looking to help them win gold at the Tokyo Olympics, and he's said that he will be tackling his contractual situation once he returns to Italy. "When I come back from the Olympics, I'll fix everything," he said. "I just want Milan. Sporting director Paolo Maldini knows my thoughts. I want to be the president of Milan for life." And after scoring 13 Serie A goals and notching 6 assists in 37 games last season, Milan would also not want to see another player run down their contract and leave the club for nothing. Lukaku not for sale. Inter Milan CEO Beppe Marotta says that star striker Romelu Lukaku is not for sale this summer. The former Man United man was in fine form for the Nerazzurri last season, scoring 24 goals in the league and guiding his team to the Scudetto after almost a decade. Lukaku has thrived since heading to Italy in 2019, becoming one of the top marksmen in Europe. Such fine form has naturally garnered interest from some of the biggest clubs in the continent, with Chelsea reportedly eager to have him back at Stamford Bridge. However, Marotta says that the club isn't interested in selling Lukaku, before adding that he's far too valuable for new manager Simone Inzaghi. Marotta said, "From our side, we can, yes, absolutely. Lukaku is not for sale. Lukaku is an important piece on the chessboard available to Simone Inzaghi." Fresh exodus in London. Chelsea will head into the 2021-22 Premier League campaign as favourites to win the title. The Blues have become quite the force to be reckoned with under Thomas Tuchel, and the German tactician would love to collect another piece of silverware for the cash-rich club. The former Paris Saint-Germain manager might like to give every player an opportunity to impress him, but there are certain members of the squad that would like to leave. Tammy Abraham is one of the players who've been linked with a move away from Stamford Bridge. The club's academy product rarely gets a look in these days and has been linked with moves to Arsenal, West Ham and Aston Villa. While speaking to the club's official website, Tuchel said that every member of the squad has a lot of talent, but the club will have to decide which ones are good enough to stay. Some will be sent out on loan and others could be sold. Fikayo Tomori and Olivier Giroud have already left, alongside Mark Guéhi, Lewis Bate and Miles Peart-Harris. Expect Abraham to leave as well, alongside Ross Barkley and Danny Drinkwater. Juventus move swiftly for Locatelli. The Bianconeri are determined to bring in the Italy international to Turin, and are not willing to take no for an answer from Sassuolo. The young midfielder had an impressive campaign for both club and country, and was also linked with a move to Arsenal. However, he has no interest in joining a side that cannot offer him Champions League football. This leaves the door wide open for Juventus looking to take advantage. The former Serie A champions have already seen one offer rejected, with Sassuolo not interested in a loan-to-buy option. The club wants at least €40 million for a player who is under contract until 2023, which means that Juventus will have to stump out some cash for sure. A player plus cash deal has also been mooted, with the likes of Nicolo Fagioli and Radu Dragushin rumoured to be used as makeweights. However, Fagioli is unlikely to leave for Sassuolo, which means that Juventus may be forced to make a regular transfer move for a player who could play an important role for the side in years to come. Harry Kane's future to be sorted soon. When you're scoring goals for fun for several years, it's natural to expect some silverware too. While individual accolades do make people happy, winning titles is the name of the game, and Harry Kane is no different. The England international has been a loyal servant to Tottenham for a number of years, and despite his goal-scoring exploits, has only had 2 real chances of winning something of great significance. First, it was the Champions League final defeat at the hands of Liverpool, and then it was another final defeat in the English League Cup against Man City. At the age of 27, Kane needs to back up claims of being one of the greatest strikers in English football history by lifting some silverware. Is that something that Tottenham can offer him? We don't think so. Spurs were heading in the right direction under Mauricio Pochettino. They were playing brilliant football and they were on the cusp of something great. Then the Argentine got the sack and Jose Mourinho came in. The Portuguese tactician's ideals were old school at best, and they were never going to sync with the Tottenham way of football. A few months later he was sacked, and next season the club will have Nuno Espirito Santo as their new manager. The former Wolves gaffer is definitely going to reintroduce a fresh brand of attacking football, and in theory, Kane would be one of the most important parts of the scheme. But will that be enough for the player? Unsettled by City. While Kane had never been vocal about his innermost desires, something changed after his team's 1-0 defeat to City in the Carabao Cup final back in April. Seeing national teammates Kyle Walker, John Stones and Raheem Sterling must have made him realise how green the grass actually was on the other side. He's the captain of the national team, which makes it even more strange that he hasn't won a league title or any trophy for that matter. Man City have been following him for quite a while and seem to be willing to spend a crazy amount of money to sign him. It's been claimed that the reigning English champs are willing to spend around £160 million on the striker. Daniel Levy doesn't like to negotiate for his best players, but the Spurs Supremo's hand might be forced. Kane has reportedly been offered a contract worth £400,000 a week, but this isn't about the money at all. When you're one of the best players in your position, you're obviously going to make a lot of money. But more importantly, it's the chance to win something on a regular basis and create a lasting legacy is what's worth its weight in gold. Now, we're not saying that Kane hasn't created a legacy at Tottenham. He's going to be remembered as one of their greatest players ever. But will staying at the club impact his legacy as an individual? Would he like to be remembered as a striker who scored loads of goals but won nothing? Why Manchester City? While Manchester United were also linked with the striker, it appears that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is happy with what he's got in the striking department. After spending a major portion of their transfer funds on Jadon Sancho and also nearing a move for Raphael Varane, it's highly unlikely to see the club move for Kane. They would definitely want him, but they don't have the finances of a club that's heavily backed by an entire country. We'll discuss this in further detail in one of our other videos. City, on the other hand, need a replacement for Sergio Aguero, who's now gone to Barcelona. Pep Guardiola likes his strikers to be mobile, and Kane fits the bill. The 27-year-old likes to participate in build-up play, and he's also a great creator. These kinds of strikers are a bit of a rarity these days, so you can understand why the Spanish tactician is so eager to see the deal get over the line. Of course, it won't be an easy process. Levy is one of the toughest negotiators out there, and now that Fabio Paratici has become his right-hand man, you can expect the negotiations to drag on. Spurs are going to get as much money as they can out of this deal and make this transfer the most expensive one in Premier League history. A new chapter. The move, if it happens, will initiate a new chapter in the history of all parties concerned. For Tottenham, it would be the start of something new. With the money that they get, they could sign great players who could give the club at least 5 years of great performances. Hopefully, they spend the money wisely. For City, it would perhaps be the final piece of the puzzle as the club looks to finally win the Champions League trophy after coming so close a few months ago. But more importantly for Harry Kane, the move to the Etihad would represent a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win several titles in order to establish a legacy that would put him on par with the likes of modern